we're back in studio. If you're just joining us, I have Valerie Madani and Anto Neosol in studio with me, and we're going to continue our discussion on the music industry and their experience. So right now, I want to throw this one at Valerie. As you had said, it's very difficult for young artists, upcoming artists, to find their footing within the Kenyan industry. So what are some of the biggest challenges that you've overcome during your time in music?
You got time?
Yes, girl, we have plenty of time. Give it to us.
There are quite a few, but I think the most common is that some people don't want to pay you. People feel like they shouldn't be paying you. They feel like you're doing them a favor by letting you be on their platform while your talent is the one that's attracting people to them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's because, as a person like me, I don't like confrontation. And so it usually takes someone, let's say in my team, to be like, no, you're not going to accept anything less than this because you're worth. And a lot of the times we forget our worth. We're like, okay, yeah, but I know the thing is, we're also kind of, I wouldn't say struggling, but we have to make ends meet, And if you don't have a side hustle, which is not very advisable, but if you don't have a side hustle and music is all you have, this is what you depend on. And so it's hard. It's hard to kind of, just kind of like not be so aggressive and like, hi, I want my money. But then again, you need to make ends meet.
Very true.
There are plenty. I don't know why they're not coming to mind.
As you think of them, Anto, please, would you tell us a bit about?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue, whether you're an establishing artist or established artist, is that I feel like for the established artists, when you look at the lifestyle, for example, of other cultures, we are still establishing. Like they would look at us like we're upcoming, because, like, I remember going to Nigeria in 2015 and just where we were placed in that hotel, we were doing some show. And we were like in a Modaiga sort of area, and so let's say like tribe, yeah? And then the artist who heard that there were Kenyan artists around, the Nigerian artists, so people would be coming from Modaiga, coming to see us. Well, in Kenya, it would be a different issue. You'll be like, Don Home, Eastlands, and then, when you get to that Nigerian artist already, you're humbling yourself. Well, it was the other way around, because these guys were literally in the vicinity. That's where they live. They have houses there in a place called Lekki. And it tells you that culturally, in terms of appreciation, in terms of, even you'll meet, like, let's say, a random senator or governor who will see you performing, and they'll be like, what do you want with your career? You're like, oh, I want to shoot a couple of music videos. Okay, I saw your interview. Well, here it's the other way around. It's just egos rubbing against each other, and we never really grow. So there's that. And financing, I think, works for everyone. When she's doing her music video and she needs the clothes and the outfits and the makeup and whatever, and she'll call upon her friends. Even for someone like me, I won't wake up and decide I'm going to splurge money on shooting in a prison. I'll have to go like everybody else. I have to panga line at Gava, write a letter, give the letter, then go back for like an interview of sorts, get the letter, take it to Thika main prison, give the letter, and then be interviewed again by the officer in charge. So there's no easy way at it, because you're Anto, so things are going to happen for you. So that is a big issue. And I feel that even for us, there's times when someone will offer you some amount that you don't even, if I told people, they would think, Kumbe Anto can accept that kind of money. It's just the audacity that someone would think that Valerie, just because she has 2, 3, 4 songs, that you can offer her 30K. Just that audacity. And I think it's cultural, because you would beba her like that and still offer Anto the same 30K. So it's audacity, yeah.
And also, a lot of the times, whether be it concerts or media coverage, we put the same artists in rotation. We put the same, and only if it wasn't for someone like, for example, you, Tandiwe, that you've educated yourself with the underground culture. I wish Kenyans would realize that, like right now, international media, like let's say magazines like Fader, internet, they're coming to Nairobi like, yo, this Nairobi scene is crazy, and people are just, they're gonna just take what they see on radio and just be like, yep, that's all Kenyan, that's it. And like,
that's true.
Yeah, and like even like there's a time I was in a class and we're told, use Kenyan music only. She's like, but the only Kenyan music we have is just party music. It's so bored. I'm like, girl, if you go on on SoundCloud. You know, it's. I mean, it's a part to play. We try our best to market ourselves to broaden our audiences, but we all play a part. You see.
Yeah, the media has a huge role in making sure that they. You know, just I think the same way that we have feature writers or feature editors and whatever who go out on the ground to look for stories of, you know, a man beat a dog, because that's news. Then I feel there's also we also owe it to ourselves to, you know, be feature entertainment writers where we actually go and hang out at places like Alchemist, hang out at the museum at Alliance Française, at the Cote Institute, go to schools and see, like, let's say at a variety show for a university and just see the amazing type of, you know, artists that we have there. I have listened to dancehall artists who I ask myself, how
are you not?
Don't people know this guy? So I have to keep telling guys, do you guys know someone called Valerie Madani? And you realize, like, wow, it's so difficult because then I have to keep pushing, but the opportunities are there. And so she really has a huge point, because the truth is, we have great music. This story of Ati, music ya Kenya ni easy. There is great music out there. Go search.
That's actually very true. The general opinion among many Kenyans is that most of our music is, we don't have good music.
We're lazy, Sandiwe, we're lazy.
People
if
don't know there's jazz.
If as a fan or the media you feel like there's no good music, we're lazy. We're lazy to indict corrupt people. We're lazy to call up people for their BS. We're lazy to come up with amazing shows like this because we feel like, see, we just put music videos at that 8 to 9 p.m. We're just lazy. So the fact that people are working to put up a show like this, people out there should also be doing their role in ensuring those kind of artists come to you guys.
Very true.
Yeah.
Anto, you've been able to achieve a level of longevity and consistency within your career. What would you say to Valerie as a young artist? She's upcoming. What advice would you give her?
Fire. This fire that you have, don't lose the fire. Like, whether Anto replies your DM or not, and you want to work with an artist called Anto and he's there for you or not, whether he lies to you, whether he doesn't come through, you have to maintain the same fire. And one of the things why, like, a lot of people don't have, like, let's say, hit songs upon hit songs is comfort. I really hate comfort. I hate feeling like I'm Anto and where should I go to youth cafes to just play my music video. For me, being called to a show like this, it's an honor because it means that someone is still putting you on. So you have to have the same fire. Go dress up, leave the house, go for that interview and have the same fire. So don't lose that fire. I always talk about 3 C's. Constant, consistent content. You don't have to release a song every day, but be constant in how you put your stuff out there. Be constant in how you elevate yourself. Consistency. Release stuff that makes people say that you stand for something. When people hear about Valerie, they're like, yo, Valerie is about visuals. She's about fashion in her music. She is about speaking the truth. She's about spitting bars. She's about being real and content. Let people see your content and say, wow, uko ni wapi railways? Haya, ulishoot mbele ya Tomboya. Let people see a very different style and at the same time maintain. I always talk about balance. Manze, maintain balance, yeah. Showbiz, na truth and reality. So maintain that fire. Because the truth is, as you get older, you know, there are songs that you will have done earlier on that you don't want to probably even perform. So how do you ensure that a song you did in 2012 called Chips Funga, when you get on stage, you hold it until the end of the show because, you know, everyone's waiting for that moment. That's fire. And like we're talking about even depression, a lot of young people, and especially even artists, are going through that. You know, hand-to-mouth sort of lifestyle. Producers not giving you back your music. Music directors not giving you your music videos. You see the sigh of relief. Just all those things you go through, talk to someone. I was speaking to kids at ISEC yesterday, and I was telling them, if you can't be a shoulder to lean on, at least be a shoulder that people like this can be able to stand upon. So vice versa. If I cannot offer her money to go shoot a music video, let me be an ear that she can listen to. When you hear hyping her music and you know her lyrics, it might look like you're gassing her, but when she's sleeping tomorrow and she's been told some hateful thing, she'll remember that you actually do believe in her stuff. So let's also, let's also really, to be honest, and I feel a lot of people don't even know this is happening. Manze, today, call up a friend who you haven't spoken to in a while. Ask them. I was asking a friend of mine today, are you okay? Ask each and everyone, are you fine? Because people are going through a lot of stuff. Be there for someone, man.
Very, very true.
And can also add something so beautiful. Like I even tweeted this once. I said, it's the biggest blessing and curse to be a creative in this right now in Kenya in this moment with all the the laws, the Ezekiel laws, or the... But one thing that's so beautiful in the Nairobi, I've noticed, especially, okay, let me speak for like upcoming artists, is that we see the struggle. And so if I can't, okay, a lot of the times we can't, it's not common for us to be able to help with money, but then if you need someone to stand at ticketing at your show, I'll do that for you. And if I have a cool look, my house has a nice wall, come shoot there. Or I have a mic, I'll help you. And that's so beautiful. That way, it's like we've noticed, and I'm glad people have started to realize that serikali nisaidia, it's not helping us at all.
It's this. It's basically this table here, and I'm definitely going to use this philosophy to say that everybody is a thread that, you know, we're sort of yarning together, and everybody's pulling the thread to make sure that this is beautiful. So it looks rugged, it's gone through the years, people have stepped on it or whatever, but it's still standing because somebody yarned it and pulled it together and forced it together, and it's there. And so that's what everybody needs to be. You need to be that thread that helps her, you know, knot and sew so that she can be able to say that I have this amazing, beautiful piece of art because the shades that I wore in my music video I was given by Anto. So let those stories, you know, be powerful more than anything else. Yeah.
All right, that's a very, very engaging discussion. We're going to get back into it, but right now we're moving into Art Corner. We're giving you a bit of a flashback Friday type of vibe. Lois Ndegwa, he's an artist, and let's see what he does.
I'm Lois Ndegwa. I'm a painter, I'm an artist, and I'm also a student. Right now I'm still working on pencil pieces and paper pieces simply. I've not started doing paintings and such. So I do pen work, pencil work, charcoal, and currently I'm still trying out the different mediums and seeing the one that suits me best. Professionally, I've been doing it since 2016, but when you look back at when I started drawing from a long time ago when I was still in primary school. That's when I realized I could draw. And right now I'm doing it as a career, not as a hobby. Because in school I'm still studying art, fine art. And right now I'm doing it full. I'm not really full-time because I'm still in school, but I'm doing it 24/7. I'm doing it as a career right now. A lot of people seem to embrace art a lot these days, not like in the past. So I find my parents are comfortable with me doing it. In fact, when I was starting, most of the materials, they're the ones who funded me to buy most of the materials and framing most of the first commissions. So yeah, I guess everybody's comfortable with it. It's not really a representation of who I am as much as it is a representation of what I feel, because I always, at the moment I create what I feel. What I draw is what I feel at the moment. Yeah, so it's basically what I feel. There are a lot of people I look up to. When it comes to artists, locally I look up to artists like Patrick Mukabi, who have mentored many upcoming artists, giving them space and exposure. And when you come to look at the bigger view, internationally I look up to artists like Picasso, the ones who they've done some pieces in the past, great pieces. And Voka is still doing pieces at the time. He's doing realism. And so at the time when you ask what I look at from artists, like I admire Patrick Mukabi because of his work. There are people who have realized their style. You know, one of the best things is to realize what you are doing at the moment. So those are people who you find they're not just doing art in general, but they're doing a certain style in specific. One of the major challenges I think artists face is exposure. Most of them lack exposure because you can find that there are so many artists here in Kenya right now, but many of them are not known. They are not, maybe they've discovered themselves yet, but people don't know them as artists yet. And you know, when you don't get this exposure, you are closed-minded. People don't see the art that's going on, and I think exposure is one of them. And the second one is that people don't value art so much as it's supposed to be right now. Just don't stop. You know, when you're doing something, you should do it not because it pays well or because many people are doing it at the moment. But you should do it because that's what satisfies you personally. That's what satisfies you personally. So if you're doing something, it doesn't matter whether you get discouraged or it's not being funded or you face many challenges along the way. As long as it's what you want to do or it's what you love doing, just continue doing it.
Back to the show. Things are looking litty up in here. I'm back with Valerie Madani and Anto Neosoul. And before we get to a little, special performance, I'm just gonna ask a few more questions, and then they're gonna give us something.
Yeah, you gotta rap for us.
Yeah, you gotta spit a little something.
Yeah.
Put some bars in.
Yeah, so we stop listening to these people who rappers were inspired by Beyonce.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
They can
I'm gonna
be real
just ask, Valerie, your EP is coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Extended playlist. Yes. If you guys don't know what EP means, it's called the Wavy Soul, and I know there's gonna be lots of wavy vibes. Tell us what to expect.
Of course. Well, first of all, the Wavy Soul is inspired by the ocean. I love the ocean. Sitting by it, listening to it, it just brings me peace. And so I'm a Pisces, so that's our element is water. And I was just like, that makes so much sense. So I'm the Wavy Soul. So in this EP, it's I don't even, if someone was to classify it, I really don't know how to put it because it has so many different vibes. I have a dancehall song in there, I have a hip-hop song in there, I have an R&B song in there, somehow jazzy song in there. So it's a mixture of everything. And you see a lot of different sides and talents. I've included poetry as well, singing, rapping, beautiful features of people that I love and I'm such a big fan of. And I'm really excited. I just got the cover art today morning and I almost cried. It's actually happening, so I can't wait for people. This Brown Sugar is the first single off of the EP, so I can't wait for people to hear it.
All right, absolutely fantastic. I'm also so excited. The both of you have such different sounds. Like you don't put yourself into a box. Like you do a reggae vibe, and then you do the neo soul, and you do the poetry, you rap, you sing. I love that versatility that you have. How important do you think that is for an artist?
I think if you're going to create art, don't do it in a box. So it's important for you to do it outside of the box. And I always talk about there's no boxes. Just forget there's a box. Just forget. And I think also the fact that how you feel at the moment, for as long as you're able to communicate and really be able to do something that speaks to people, then I think that's the most important thing for any artist, whether you're established or not established, or I hate the word upcoming because it makes people use them for that name. Okay. So every artist at heart or whatever, once you begin to understand who you are, for example, I say that I use my creativity, my communication skills and my ideas to sort of make the world a happy place. Now, happy is ambiguous because it could mean something else, but for as long as I'm here and I fulfill my mission here, it means someone is happy. It means someone's job is happy. It means the person who booked me, the producer, the director, everyone is happy. It means you're happy. So that for that moment, for the person who watched me and is like, yo, I missed seeing you on your TV, or I love your new song, that's my destiny. So for whatever vessel you believe you are in, whether it's the times are wavy or they're rocky, your job at that moment is to do what you're meant to do. So it's through reggae, neo soul, kapuka, whatever it is you decide, you just do you, man. Do not be put in a box.
All right, do you. You heard it from him. So right now we want to wrap up the show, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. So Valerie, can you just spit?
Are we doing shout-outs before we wrap up this show? Because once we are...
Shout out, Mama.
Can I just... because me, I'm in trouble. So my whole cast and crew who came up, who did an amazing job, JD and Harold Carey, the main cast, and for everyone from People of Kawangware, thank you so much. All those guys who are DMing me, I can see you guys. Akina Nadia, Trivial, Kevani, everybody.
Shout out to
mad love to Allah,
Yes,
everyone, because I'll be in trouble. Yani mpaka everyone in my store because and Edu co-director na kuona.
Okay, unfortunately we are out of time.
I'm sorry.
We're out of time.
I'm sorry.
And so I have to close the show here, but thank you so much.
Mama, we made it. Rap by force.
Mama, they made it.
Yo, you peer pressure.
Now.
Oh yeah, rap by force.
Okay, Pisces season again. Flow like the ocean. Make sure you're paddling then. Roll like the lions of den. And even then, man's trying to mess up my zen. Yeah, we in this again. Gas, the green is the green. Clap back, season and ting. I learned from the best until we read the queen. Brown sugar and tasting. Brown sugar, I knock on my tasting. All I'm saying, if it's on site, then it's on site. It's brown sugar, and you better act right. Oh, it cut me off. It's all right. It's all right.
That was